What's up, traders? Hope everybody had a good day today. It's summer months, but I'm not really seeing slow volume and low opportunities like everybody is posting on social media and all these other avenues. It seems like the market is presenting different types of opportunity every day. Well, not quite different types, but a different number of opportunities with along the same type of trade plans. If dips are working one day, dips are working on everything. If shorting pops is working, shorting pops is what the activity is. I think if anything, traders miss the opportunities or don't see the opportunities when they get two buys one way or the other and everything is working against them. And they kind of just say, "Oh, it's a summer month, I'll leave." But it seems like to me, especially maybe it's because the SPY is at all-time highs. It seems like there's always something going on that offers good risk reward, and all we have to do is kind of be disciplined, add to a winner, and just try to be on the right side of it. But I'm doing my post-market recap. I did a trade recap earlier today on Nugget, but today, right now, I like to go ahead and cover my watch list and cover my thoughts over the course of the day. Trying to stay on track with that, I think is beneficial to me while I'm doing some practicing late here in the evening. But let me get into it. So first two we're gonna look at SPY and LEBU. LEBU, as you know, ETF. SPY is SPY. So my evening thoughts last night was nice wash out of the open, closing near 215. So thinking uptrend is still intact. Could see another day down, but wouldn't hold my breath on bearish positions. As you guys know, it gapped up this morning as high as 217 pre-market. Interested to see how uh, dip off OpenX or fail follow through momentum. And honestly, it looked like we got a little bit of both of those. We got a nice washout dip out of the open here. First 30 minutes or so of the market, 15, 20 minutes. Sold off nicely. Then we got a nice little bounce. But as we got towards the 10:30 mark, it's kind of stalled out for the morning move and didn't really continue. Kind of faded off until the afternoon session, and it had another bounce towards the end of the day. Really nice range on it. A lot of volume being pumped out. It's gonna have to consolidate, I think, a little bit more. Yesterday I was calling. Actually, I called out. I think it could get to the 217 level. I didn't see that being far fetched at all. Now that it's up here, I wasn't expecting it to happen in the next day. But hey, as long as the market wants to keep rolling, then let it keep rolling. Let the good times roll. But I pulled up LABU to go along with that. That's the biotech ETF, along with SPY's washout LABU, which you can see on my morning plan. Oh, sorry. This Here we go. Major selling today or this is evening thoughts from yesterday. Thinking we could get a gap down and wash short bounce. No need to be the hero, but a good op maybe taking shape. Gap up with SPY. Could go either way. 32.8 pre-market highs. Won't rush into a position. As you can see here, I try to keep it as honest as I can because it's not going to benefit me trying to make myself look better than I would. Better than I do on a in particular trade because this is for me to benefit and I'm just posting this out for you guys. So what's the use of me changing it up, trying to say I had it perfect? No, I did have the idea of the washout, but it didn't gap down. It was gapping up, following along with SPY as I noted on my morning plan. But it was good to see it wash out significantly. It's kind of trades really nicely with SPY a lot of times, not all the time, so you can't just bet your bottom dollar on it. But it was good to kind of take a look at it and follow it as it moves one way or the other. Now that I have SPY put up, I also pull up Netflix. It was a good watcher. I didn't trade it today, but here's my plan. Big range is from yesterday. Big range moved up and down with SPY. Still moved sideways. Haven't picked a direction for a trend. No trades as it's expensive with limited range per op, but we'll continue to monitor for the break either way. And my major support and resistance levels were 95 and 97. And we got the gap up this morning. It was opening near the 97 level. Could see the break to the upside if it held. We need to be cautious and only add to winners, is because I wasn't, like I said, I'm getting out of the habit of trying to guess which way these stocks are going to move, and really just trying to let them set up. There's no need for me to fight with them or, like I said, flat out just try to be the hero. But where the 95, 97 came from, as you can see, these last 6, 7 days, it's been consolidating within the range. Where is it? 97 here. high of 97, high of 96.87. Just had a close of 97.06, but the very next day it gapped down. Then we have my technical levels, and if I go further back on the daily, I don't have the lines drawn, but I've been watching the 95 significant whole half dollar, which I may have been better off saying 94 because this is where all the wicks are being bought over. But I just like 95 because I wouldn't be thinking to buy at 95. I would want it a little bit lower, and then a reclaim of 95. So I created my plan and I watched it, and it worked out nicely. Got a nice rip out of the open, which was actually counter what SPY did, and so this really gave me a good indication that it was going to be bullish. Nice, 70 cent or so, right off the open, and just straight up came down, held, and it just kind of choppy action, but got looking at the bigger picture is uptrending all day. It's a clear uptrend line here. So I'm not exactly sure how I'll look at it tomorrow. I need to pull up my chart, but now that it has base a little bit and starting to move higher, we might see a 100 test again. I'm keeping my eye out for any news or anything like that, but as long as it wants to go, let it go. Now the only thing about it, it does have the dollar or two that it can pull in a day, but it does it a lot slower to be such an expensive stock. This is not something for a smaller trader with a smaller account. There are much friendlier names that'll move $3 or $4 and be half the cost. So I kind of just been studying Netflix for trend practicing and trying to work on identifying my support and resistance lines. Since this is a big board stock, it'll really take heed to those. Of course, excluding when news or something comes out. I think they have release on Monday, but this is good for me to practice on. So that's why I continue to keep it on watch. But moving on, my favorite, and as you know, I covered it early. Had a really, like I said, a really good secondary buy on Nugget. Not secondary, but my second trade was a buy down at the 147 level, and I was telling my trading partner I was gonna shed a tear if it went up to 167 off my 147 buy, which is just absolutely perfect. But nice gap down after spot selling. Good look at short pops on any major push out of open. Keeping whole dollar marks in mind. Saw spot weak last night, and that's what I came into the morning, and that's what I did. I got my short into the pop and just kept it simple. Took the winner and walked away from it. And then, like I said, I bought off these lows onto 147, and then from there it had its way with the trend. With these ETFs, you never want to try to guess. You always want to keep an open mind, and I'm learning the more I watch, the better it is to really try to identify the big trend, because the big trend is what's going to keep you out of the big trend. The big picture plan, excuse me, is going to keep you out of a lot of trouble. So if you can get on the right side of that and have the proper support, technical levels, resistance, all that type of good stuff marked out, it keeps you safe on both trading with the trend or trying to scalp against it, whatever it is that you're looking to accomplish. If you have a clear image, or at least narrow it down to, I think it's going to either do this or that, kind of a if then statement, it will save you a lot of headache and a lot of anxiety, and really help the trade shape up a lot more clear actually. And this is one problem I'm running with. Sometimes I'll see a trade shape up, and I'll be ahead of the crowd, if you will, kind of working on my own, not I won't say not trusting, but not following like gurus or really anybody else. Just really working closely with my trading partner, kind of asking his 2 cents and throwing in mine as well. Kind of have a little dialogue about it, but occasionally I'll start to see this trade set up before the move happens, and it'd be super clear. Of course, I have to have my defined risk, but I get nervous, and it's like, okay, is this really about to happen? And then I paralysis by analysis, if you will. But it's learning. I'm learning. I'm growing. So as I continue to push on and move forward, I'll get out of it, and I'll be taking more of my ideas. But the last two I had on my watch, TWLO and TSRO. This is another one. This is one of those names that I was talking. TWLO. That's cheaper and has a range. I got up to this 44.5 level. A nice push after the gap up off the open. What was my? Hold on, let me put this over so you guys can see. Gap after a nice green day yesterday. I heard of some new contracts coming up. We'll look for the news. Could continue to run if could continue to run if support holds. SPY move helping the name. I was referring to the gap up with SPY, and then TSR looking for a weak open, then push for a red to green move. Market's gapping, thinking we can get some lift. And again, nothing. There wasn't any volume pre-market on this TSRO, but what did we get? Weak open. Wash. Then push for a red to green move. I was thinking this because of this 85 whole half dollar, and it feels good to see it work out as cleanly as it did. I wasn't watching it live time, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but this is what I do after every trading day. I'll come back and take a look at my watch list and the tickers that were on it as I get more efficient at it, be able to kind of process things quicker. I'll maybe add different things, maybe go back and chat and look at, see what other guys are trading, what they were thinking about it, start to incorporate more ideas into my mixing pot, if you will. But for now, I'm grinding it out, taking it one day at a time. Uh, Even with the making of the video that I'm creating, I'm trying to get more efficient at it. So they're going to be 15 minutes, it'll be jam packed with tons of content. I've noticed sometimes I kind of get a little bit off track with it, but everything is a process, and the number one thing right now, I'm enjoying it. One and two, I'm looking to get just a little bit better than I did yesterday. I will continue to say this. Probably going to say this every day, multiple times a day for the next 2.5 months or so with my timeline, I guess. But just a little bit better. Because if only you get 1% better every day, by the end of the year, you're 365% better than where you were last year, and that makes a ton of difference. Think about it in terms of your account. So if you start off with 30K, you get 300% better. You do the math. I mean, that's you tripled your account. So you have 120K in equity after just getting a little bit better every day. So I look forward to working with you guys, and thank you for checking it out. Please feel free to check out my blog at tradeovertime.blogspot.com. I've included the link below. Like, comment, subscribe if you like this video, or if you have some helpful feedback for me. But if not, the plan is green or flat. Happy hunting.